The NBA has been waiting for tonight for a long, long time. We are counting down to the 2023 NBA Draft Lottery. We're going to find out which team is going to have the opportunity to draft a once-in-a-generation talent in Victor Wembanyama. And while 14 fan bases, they are all holding their breath to see the ways that the ping pong balls are going to bounce here. Victor Wembanyama, when's the last time we saw this, Zach? He's actually in action right now as we speak with the Metropolitan 92. And not only is he in action, we got Mbappe in attendance. Like, what is going on here?
Well, wouldn't he? Victor's going to be bigger in France than Mbappe in, what, a year and a half? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Football is football. Football is life.
But when you have a guy who can hit jumpers like this, what he is offensively, the talent he has defensively.
Well, it's so impressive. And to echo what Woj said, look, if Victor and LeBron, again, we're not talking about what his career is going to be, but if Victor and LeBron were both up today and we all remember the LeBron hype machine, Victor is 7'4" and can shoot, can do all the different things. Like, I have never seen a talent like him. And when I see the greatest players in our league today look at him and almost with a level of respect, I haven't seen that. I didn't see it with LeBron coming in. There wasn't T-Mac and AI looking around with the level of respect. With this individual, everyone is looking at him with utter just confusion and just excitement because, like LeBron said, the league is going to be in trouble in a couple years.
Well, and hype is such an interesting word because it's not just the hype. It's not just the buildup that is around this guy. It's the actuality of what he can do. Can you put that into perspective for us, Zach?
I have butterflies in my stomach, and I don't care where he goes. Like, I'm that excited about it. And like what you said, and he can shoot. That's not something we should tack on at the end. That's a huge deal compared to some other big prospects that have come out before with a lot of skills and ball handling. He can shoot. The level of expectation, I've never seen anything like it. People are all over the draft combine talking about he could be an all-star next year. He's the most important player to come into the league. And I keep seeing all of these articles like, where does he fit best? What's the best fit for him? The answer is everywhere. All the teams, anywhere. He instantly becomes the most important player on whatever team is lucky enough to draft him, and it's just incredible that we're 4 hours away from, or whatever it is, like, bam, he's on a team. This is unprecedented what he can do.
A 7'5" player who studied the Pete Maravich ball handling tapes as a young player and trained with those and handles the ball like a guard who dominates in a way defensively that just at his size and his instincts, his intelligence, he's a well-rounded young man. He is somebody who has been, in a lot of ways, prepared for this moment. And the anticipation among NBA teams who understand that there is never going to, there may not be another night like this where a franchise's fortunes are changed with a prospect like this. Again, you go back in the lottery era of Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, David Robinson. There have been some incredible players, incredible anticipation. None have ever been more advanced and further along at his age and to doing what he's doing at 7'5". The NBA changes the day he walks in the door here.
The most ridiculous play I have seen on a basketball court in recent memory is when he handled the ball, he shoots the three, the ball goes up in the air, it starts bouncing back, it starts flying back, and he comes flying in. I have never seen, never seen someone tip dunk their own
on a Nerf hoop. On a Nerf hoop.
Yes. Now, I have done things against my kids on 9-foot hoops plenty of times. I have never seen that. And let me say that that was sent to me in 4 different text chains. NBA players are looking at this, and we're talking about the greatest athletes in the world are looking at this as like, what do you do with that? There is no answer to him, and I think that's what makes him so special.
Put it this way. In 1 minute, you could go from a franchise that is irrelevant and dead in the water to, if this hits the ceiling, set for 20 years. I mean, in 1 minute that can happen.
One team president who is in the lottery tonight said to me yesterday, Victor Wembanyama will never play in an arena with an empty seat.
Yeah, never.
Well, that seems pretty accurate.
You can't walk 10 feet around the hotel, the compound that we're staying in here in Chicago, and not have someone, a general manager, a scout, someone come up and say, who do you think is going to get him? Where do you think Victor Wembanyama is going to go? There is so much anticipation around this young man. We obviously have had a chance to talk with him here on this show. His character matches the basketball player you're getting on the court. I mean, Zach, you mentioned butterflies. I am so excited and nervous and looking forward to seeing where he's going to be. I want to check in with Kendrick Perkins to see, Perk, where are you most excited to watch Victor? What are you looking forward to most with Victor Wembanyama tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't. I got the studio to myself. I actually was watching me.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I was watching highlights.
Are you watching your own highlights?
Yeah, I was actually watching highlights of myself. You know what I'm saying? Back just
that's a short
reminiscing.
tape.
I mean, we are in the conference finals, going to the finals and things to that nature. So I just wanted to look. I mean, I got the studio to myself.
Well, we'll let you keep watching,
Yeah,
Perk. We'll let you keep
yeah.
watching. And since you mentioned the conference finals, we're going to get to that still to come on NBA Today.
I want his job.
Well,
that chair holding on for dear life.
Nice chair. Be nice to it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.